Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. It's Motivation Monday. We have Oladipupo Clement, a global investor and trusted wealth creation and retention coach with a career spanning over 2 decades. Now, he has co-founded several companies with the construction, software development, executive education, and agricultural space. Of course, he champions the crusade for economic emancipation of the average African through platforms such as the Wealth Creation Summit and the Mega Housing Summit. Now, today we're talking about how to develop a wealth mindset. It's great to have you, Mr. Clement. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Why should we have a wealth mindset?
Well, the difference between the poor and the rich is in their thinking.
It's the way they think.
It's the way they think, yeah. So if you see, when you come across a poor man, regardless of their geography, just investigate the way they think. If you find a rich man, find out the thought process. There's a framework around how we generate our results.
Does this matter if the wealth is ill-gotten or not?
Well, I think that's a very crucial, that borders more on value system.
Yes, exactly.
So some people will get money at all costs. Whoever dies in the process doesn't really matter. But you see, fundamentally, anyone who has created any measure of wealth legitimately has to, because there's who you must become in order to, attract the measure of wealth that you desire to.
That you desire.
Yes. Who you have been is not capable of pushing you into the future you desire. So you need an upgrade constantly. And that's why you never outgrow the need for learning and upgrading your thought process, because we're going to touch on that if time permits.
Yeah, all right, because there's a lot I want to ask on that one when it relates to our immediate environment.
Fantastic.
But let's get straight into it first of all.
Okay.
Fundamentally, how does one create a wealth mindset?
Okay, so let me say this. Just like I said during our Global Wealth Creation Summit that 2 Saturdays ago, and shout out to all our participants. It was a very huge one. Okay. Like I said there, wealth is created inside out and not outside in. A lot of times people struggle to achieve this because they are trying to do without first becoming. And it is who you become that impacts on what you do. What you do is what defines what you achieve. So people are not achieving essentially because they are not doing, and they are finding it difficult. I mean, I was just speaking with someone a while ago, and he was saying that a lot of people are reading all sorts of books, and they know so much, but they do so little. The reality is they have not yet become. There's a newer version of you must become in order for you
to attract
that
particular kind of wealth. How about when you inherit?
Well, you see, the interesting thing about life is that there are different ways by which you can acquire wealth. Inheritance is one of those things.
Yeah, exactly.
But you see, the greatest inheritance is not what is handed over to you. The greatest inheritance and the greatest legacy is what is put inside of you. And so smart people who are conscious of legacy, who are conscious of transgenerational wealth, do not hand over things to their children.
Yeah,
they don't hand over
I've
things to their successors.
Times, yes.
They put things in them. And that's critical. That's critical. There's a law called the law of attraction. And that law states that everything around you is directly proportional to your dominant thoughts. In other words, if what is handed over to you does not align with what is inside you, it will reduce to your level. And this is very important. So I've seen people who have earned stupendous amount of cash, but because the size of their mind can't contain what has come, it came back to their level. And that's why the foundation for wealth creation is developing that kind of mindset.
That kind of mindset. So how do we develop it practically?
Very important one. So John Marston said this several years ago. He said, you are the same person 5 years from now, except for 2 things: the books you read, the company you keep. The books you read talks about your information. Right.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be a hardcover book.
No, it doesn't have
exactly. So when you say books, because we're talking this morning about how much we get off the internet, how much you can actually learn from the internet.
So much.
And all of that depends on where you go to.
I call Google University of Google, University of YouTube.
All right.
Those are platforms where you can learn.
So much.
Yeah, so much.
Okay, so you're talking about the company and what you
ingest. Company you keep. is also critical. Now, most of us were born in certain environments, certain families. We didn't have power to choose.
Okay.
I mean, if you and I had the opportunity to choose who your father should be, probably would have chosen Aliko Dangote.
Dangote, when there's big gates.
Well, I mean, we are in Nigeria, yes.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
It's important to stay within the context.
Yes, I understand.
So, if you had the opportunity to choose who your mother would be, probably would not choose. You probably would not choose you. That power is not given to us, and a lot of people struggle because they attempt to change things they really can't change. So, the company you keep is what you have the power to choose. The friends you keep. It's a critical thing. Let me say this. What you know is very, very important and very, very key to success and wealth creation. But who you know also matters a great deal.
Oh, God, I wish we had more time. We have
Yes.
to. We'll continue this next week and some
Next
other
week,
time.
yeah.
We'll still talk about this, but I love the 2 points you've
Yes.
come up with, what you read and the company you keep.
Absolutely.
Who you know.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Ms. Clement.
Thank you.